What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about former Alabama head coach spearheading a bill to eliminate state income tax on NIL in the state of Georgia. This came out a few days ago. I read about it, didn't think nothing about it. Then I ran across it again and decided to do a video on it. And this is coming from NIL Daily. Nick Saban spearheads NIL efforts for Georgia football after legislation. Georgia bill aimed at eliminating income tax on NIL was inspired by Nick Saban wanting to help Georgia Bulldogs coach Kirby Smart. Okay, so this is all Nick Saban's idea. All right, he's going, well, not going it back, because all Nick Saban did was think of the idea, and the Senator Brandon Breach is taking it to the legislation. So anyway, Georgia lawmakers introduced legislation to exempt NIL income from state income tax payments and solidify a competitive edge in recruiting. And yes, it would be a competitive edge, knowing that, athletes knowing that they don't have to pay state income tax on their NIL payments. That's a great incentive. You want to have maybe 3 or 4 teams who don't have to pay teams with athletes who don't have to pay state income tax. Okay, so but anyway, State Senator Brandon Breach was inspired by an unlikely college football source to introduce Senate Bill 71, along with four co-sponsors aimed at basically eliminating financial burdens for Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football. And we know that unlikely source was Nick Saban. Richard Johnson of CBS Sports reports that Breach was not the one who initiated the idea. Rather, the former Alabama Crimson Tide head coach innovated the eventual legislation. And this is Brandon Breach. I had dinner at Lake Burton with Nick and Terry Saban, my wife and me and another couple. And he, Nick Saban, loves Kirby Smart like a son. He said, if you want to help Kirby Smart until they figure out this NIL stuff, one thing you can do is eliminate the income tax on NIL athletes. So I got the idea actually from Nick Saban. So Nick Saban spearheaded all this, and why he decided to tell a Georgia senator this is beyond me, because he ain't even did this in Alabama. But like he said, he loved Kirby Smart like a son. So this might just have a positive impact on Georgia recruiting. Not that Georgia have any issues recruiting. I mean, what? They always got a top 3 class ever since Kirby been there. At least since 2017. They've been top 3. I believe. I know since 2020 they've been top 3. So, hey. But anyway, I think they number 2 right now. I believe. But anyway, it be that way sometime. While Saban may seem like a peculiar source of help from a program he wasn't involved with in another state, it speaks volumes of his relationship with Kirby Smart. And it does. But anyway, what is else? A whole bunch of nothing. Anyway, Georgia has a flat rate of 5.49 state income tax per the tax foundation. It goes on to talk about other states like Oregon and Indiana and Texas. Matter of fact, I don't believe Texas don't even have a state income tax. So there you go. So now maybe with this bill 71, maybe Georgia. Matter of fact, Georgia, I believe they recruiting better than Texas anyway. So I guess Nick Saban and Brandon Breach, the senator, they trying to put them on top, baby. Trying to put Georgia on top. But they don't need no help, in my opinion. They top 3 every year. More than likely, 1 or 2 in recruiting. So, but hey, it is what it is. What else is we going to say? NIL was a dominating storyline for the Ohio State Buckeyes national championship win. They live in a state with income tax, albeit a lower rate, 3.5 for the highest bracket. Only 3 of the 12 teams are from tax-exempt states. Not even Alabama, where Saban made history as a head coach, is free of state income tax. For that reason, the inspiration from Saban feels a bit peculiar to assist an opposing SEC program in a different state. It does. It is peculiar. It illustrates the value of his relationship with Kirby Smart by transitioning football ties. Man, I would think Nick Saban would be trying to help Alabama, the University of Alabama, and its student athletes before anybody else. But hey, this is a great thing that Nick Saban did for Kirby Smart, Georgia football. Not only Georgia football, but Georgia Tech football, because it's going to affect every school that deals with NIL in the state of Georgia. Georgia Tech, maybe Georgia Southern. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe. So, hey, it is what it is. But it's a great thing, man. So if you a student athlete and you in the state of Georgia, you just may not have to pay state income tax. That's a great thing, man. That's a great thing. But anyway, it mentioned Georgia Tech in the program because Georgia Tech and Georgia is the 2 biggest college football programs in the state of Georgia. And like Brandon Breach said in the article, they trying to get a competitive edge. They trying to get the best of the best 5 stars in those 2 programs. And like I say, these players, some of them come to Georgia because Kirby Smart is there. They want to play for Kirby Smart, just like players came to Alabama because they wanted to play for Nick Saban. And that's the sole reason. Others come to Georgia because of their recent history. What Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs have been able to do since 2021. Matter of fact, I'm going to go all the way back to 2017. So, 1 year after Kirby got to Georgia. So why not? That's the key. That's the road to the NFL. Georgia, Alabama, even LSU and Ohio State. Those are roads. Those are avenues to the NFL. So why not come there? Any of those programs. So maybe this will come into law for every state that deals with NIL. Maybe. And it all came from Nick Saban. That's all I know. That's all I know. Breach is confident that the bill will pass. Noting that the lieutenant governor who presides over the state senate, noting that the lieutenant governor who presides over the state senate was a former Georgia Bulldog player. So most likely that's going to pass. The Georgia legislation has brought another layer to the NIL landscape of college football, or arguably a sour one for fans of teams that live in these states and are subject to taxations and earnings. Yeah, it'll be fans outside of the Georgia Bulldog fan base or the state of Georgia. Because like I said, this is going to involve Georgia Tech and the other programs in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So Georgia State, Georgia Southern, whoever else over there. You know, so fans outside of the state of Georgia might be a little upset about this. But hey, it is what it is. If this bill passed, okay? I don't know of any other state that has a bill like this unless it's a state that don't have state tax anyway. So Georgia being the first one to do this, it just might affect other states, and other senators might want to come up with a bill similar to this to help their program with a competitive edge. That remains to be seen. But thanks to my former head coach, the greatest college football coach of all time. Some disagree. Some say it's Eddie Robinson. You can Agree to disagree or whatever. But in my opinion, the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, came up with this idea to help Kirby Smart, a former assistant, a friend, whatever you want to call him, probably even like family, to help him out and to help the student athlete. I just wish he would have did it in the state of Alabama first. Go to the senators in the state of Alabama, but the state of Alabama, I don't know about them, man. They wishy-washy. They all about the money, baby, when it comes to taxes. But hey, this is a great thing. This is a great thing for the student athletes, man. That's what it's all about, really. This NIL too is for the student athlete. I know a lot of people were saying Nick Saban, he didn't want the players to get paid, but not one time did Nick Saban ever say he did not want the players to get paid. Only thing Nick Saban said is there need to be rules and guidelines when it comes to the NIL and transfer portal. Not one time did he say, I'm not for the players getting paid. One thing Nick Saban is not for is players worrying about money and money only. Putting money before winning. Putting today's money before tomorrow's money. Because if you give up some money today, you'll make more tomorrow in the NFL in some cases. Because you got some guys in college right now making more than NFL players. Carson Beck. Come on, baby. Freaking Nico at Tennessee making more than NFL players. You got Bryce Underwood, ain't even took a snap in college football. And he's already on an NIL deal that's making a whole lot more than NFL players, albeit it's over 3 or 4 years, however it is. Still making more. Come on now, make it make sense. That's what Nick Saban don't want. Even Kirby Smart say he don't want that. The players who ain't even put in the work making more money than the guys that's been in the program 3 and 4 years who done put in work. That's what they talking about. Not players not getting paid. But anyway, I agree with what Coach Saban came up with. I agree with this senator for the state of Georgia taking it to legislation, drawing up this bill, taking it to legislation, and to help these players keep more money in their pocket. I agree with it. If you don't, then hey, we can agree to disagree. But Super Bowl Sunday is today. Y'all join me for the live. Y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And roll damn Tide.